Hey, what's up, guys? So, for week 7 of fantasy football, I actually was camping this weekend, so I wasn't able to really watch any of the games. I watched Thursday night, and then I watched a little bit of Sunday night, Steelers versus, um, who was it? The Dolphins. So, I lost by a point and a half. So super unfortunate. And there was a couple big blows to my team this week as well. So going into the matchup, I felt pretty good because he didn't realize J.K. Dobbins wasn't playing. So I already had an advantage, but as you can see, it didn't work out. So going into his team, Joe Burrow, just a monster game. 4 touchdowns, like 300, almost 400 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Or it was 3 passing, 1 rushing. So yeah, a total of 4 touchdowns. Just as crazy game. I mean, it's against Atlanta, but that's what you expect when you play Atlanta. Just that's the main reason why I lost right here. Like I said, J.K. Dobbins was out, so zero. Benjamin he looked really nice against New Orleans on Thursday. Broke off a pretty big run that was like 40, 50 yards, and he ended up getting in the end zone, so good on him. Jalen Waddle, all his productivity came in like the first half. I think all 88 yards he had was in the first half. And George Pickens kind of went off, got a touchdown, eight receptions, I think. So pretty big game by him. Kelsey doing Kelsey things. And then he also started James Robinson, who didn't get a single carry at all this game. I don't even think like they knew that they were going to be trading him. So I think they just sat him so they don't risk any injury or anything. But yeah, so he had 2 players that literally did nothing for him, and he still won by a point and a half. Number 2 highest score of the week. So yeah, it sucks. I mean, he would have started either Damian Harris or Michael Carter, but they didn't really do too much because he still got the dub. Jumping over to my side, Geno Smith, a couple costly turnovers, and just isn't looking like Geno Smith that much previous weeks. So obviously not the happiest start I could have had, but Jalen Hurts was on bye, so I had to put in somebody. Aaron Jones had a pretty good bounce back week, 2 touchdowns. Really nice catch in the fourth quarter I saw. And then a big blow, Breece Hall ended up getting hurt in the second quarter. And of course, it is season ending. It was ACL tear. So he is done for the season. So from then on, I'm going to have to move on to Miles Sanders and just hopefully it can hopefully it'll be okay. But James Robinson did get traded from Jacksonville to New York, so he will be replacing Breece Hall in that role. So let's see how that turns out. Mike Williams, big game, but also for him, he ended up with an ankle sprain that looked a lot worse than it did. It looked like he actually snapped his ankle, but he was okay. I mean not okay, but no broken bones, just a pretty bad sprain, and he's going to be out for multiple weeks, they already said. I mean, they're going into their bye week, so that helps a little bit, but Mike Williams is going to be gone, so that means Courtland Sutton is going to have to go back in. And not happy about that. DeAndre Hopkins is looking like old DeAndre Hopkins, is like he never left. 10 receptions, 103 yards, so he was looking dominant. Had a couple mistakes, but he hasn't played football in over a year, so it's going to happen. But he's looking like he is going to be primed to just do what he does. Top 5 receiver in the league. And a big blow. The main reason why I lost was because of Mark Andrews. I mean, between Joe Burrow and Mark Andrews. Obviously, 0.4 from your all-star tight end, your Pro Bowl tight end. 0.4 really sucks. he was dealing with an injury. He only got a limited practice in on Friday, I think, but he still played 46 of 58 snaps, and he only got targeted twice, and this point four came from a 4-yard rush. So, not fun. But Jonathan Taylor actually played this week, and the Colts still look real bad, but Jonathan Taylor is catching the ball right now, so that's pretty cool. And Dolphins defense, I had to pick them up, and they were really good play. Obviously, they couldn't do. 11 points from a defense is fantastic, but if they wouldn't have allowed so many yards, I could have got the win. But they did decent. And Brandon McManus, because Tyler Bass was on by. McManus sucked. He missed the field goal, missed the PAT, and obviously if he would have not attempted the field goal and got the PAT, that's 2-point difference. Would have got me the win. But fantasy football. So, obviously a tough week, but almost all my best players were on bye. Best players being Jalen Hurts and Eagles defense. I guess you could throw Miles Sanders in there too. So we dropped down to 3 and 4, tied for third place in our division. But going into the other matchups, like I said, I'm going to kind of keep it quick because I didn't really watch any football this weekend. So I know Tom Brady sucked. Everything's looking sketchy in Tampa and Green Bay right now, besides like a couple things, but mainly just very troublesome for them. Alvin Kamara did what he had to. Saquon did what he had to. Devontae did what he had to. DK also got hurt. I don't know when he got hurt, but I know he got carted off, so unfortunate for them as well. Another reason why Geno probably didn't do great was because his number one receiver left real early. Jacoby Myers got a touchdown. That's about it. Taysom Hill did Taysom Hill things. Bucs defense, very unfortunate, especially against Carolina after trading TMC. McPherson 5, that's not bad. Another, literally his entire bench besides Jahan Dotson on bye. So, yeah. Other side, Pat Mahomes is great. Start him every week. Josh Jacobs is the biggest surprise this year by far. Going in like the 6th, 7th round, is putting up running back 1 numbers. I'm pretty sure he's a top 3 running back this year, if not higher. So, good on Josh Jacobs. Kenyon Drake sucks. Don't start him anymore. T. Higgins, start every Cincinnati receiver you can. If Joe Burrow is going to be playing like this, you want all 3 receivers. And Christian Kirk kind of came back to normal against the Giants, so good on him. Noah Fant sucks. Amari Cooper, with Amari Cooper, it's just back and forth. 10 points is still solid, especially for a floor for Amari, because he can definitely get you under 5 points. And Broncos D6, Harrison Butker 5. His bench, Cooper Kupp. That's really about it. Dak, first game back, don't really worry about it. It was against Detroit, which is kind of like only 12 points, but still, first game back, don't worry about it. Austin Eckler, amazing, RB1. I'm pretty sure. I think he passed Saquon, so I'm pretty sure Eckler is the number 1 fantasy running back as of right now. Dameon Pierce did what he had to. Mike Evans had a couple drops, and once again, but 18 points, still solid. Tyler Lockett did what he had to. David Njoku is great. Zeke ended up getting hurt too, so we'll see what happens with Zeke. Jags D, awful. And Chris Boswell, yeah. Other side, Tua, nothing too great, nothing too bad. Leonard Fournette sucked. Edwards-Helaire, not doing great. Jamar Chase, amazing. Keenan Allen only played a couple snaps. He didn't play too much first game back, and just after the bye week, Keenan Allen should be back to normal. He probably shouldn't even played this game, but he did. So sorry to whoever started him, but yeah, I just wouldn't have started him. Wait till after the bye. TJ Hawkinson, Josh Reynolds, and defense kicker Justin Tucker is the greatest. Benches, Terry McLaurin had a good game, and Jerry Jeudy had a good game. Antonio Gibson and Brandon Ayuk. This whole bench kind of went off. Next, Lamar, very scary for Lamar Jackson, but when Mark Andrews doesn't have a catch, I don't expect this number to be high. I mean, not that low, but I mean, you got to give your best player the ball, or rush for 100 and a score. That also kind of helps. Tony Pollard was a decent start. Nyheim Hines did what he had to, but still kind of a sketchy start. Allen Lazard got hurt yet again, which feels like it happens almost every week, but I don't know. I don't even know what the injury is, but hopefully he's okay. Rashad Bateman, for being Lamar's number one receiver, you want more. Kittle had his first good game back, and 21.8. That's very solid for tight end. And same with Pat Freiermuth in his flex. Didn't realize he started 2 tight ends, but it actually worked out really well for him. Niners defense sucked against Kansas City, but every defense is going to suck against Kansas City. And Nick Folk, 2 points. Other side, Rodgers sucks. Joe Mixon, good week by Joe Mixon. Good week by Nick Chubb. Amon-Ra got hurt again. A concussion this time. So at least it ain't his previous injury, but you still don't want concussions, obviously. Chris Olave had a good Thursday night. Had a bunch of catches. Tunyon did what he had to. And Ramondre is still amazing. And Bengals defense, Ryan Suckup, yeah. Bench, DJ Moore had a touchdown. Good on him. Juju, again, Kansas City's just great. So, yep. And final matchup, Kyler, 17. Still kind of disappointing, but with D-Hop being back, this number is going to be going up for the next couple weeks. CMC, obviously he just got traded, so you're not expecting too much. Like, he got traded on Friday, had to play Sunday. Just give him a couple weeks and he'll be Christian McCaffrey again. Raheem Mostert's looking like a solid RB1 option. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he's looking great. CD, if Dak's not doing great, CD isn't doing great. Tyreek, you kind of want a bigger game by Tyreek, but you still can't be mad. Zach Ertz, kind of unfortunate, but it's a tight end. 6 points isn't bad. And then Deontay Johnson, 9. He was in and out of the game with injuries. So, yeah. Defense, Cowboys defense is looking fantastic, especially for fantasy. They're getting a bunch of touchdowns like they usually do, so good on them. And Dallas kicker. Other side, Justin Herbert. You want more from Justin Herbert. You want him to win you games and you want him to put up touchdowns, but he's not really doing too much. Derrick Henry, fine. Kenny Walker's looking fantastic for Seattle. Big rushing touchdown in this game, so good on him. Debo's looking a little sketchy, but hopefully a bounce back for him. Same with Pittman. Both these receivers are just like, But Everett had a good game. Godwin had a decent game. And special teams. Anybody on the bench? Travis Etienne. He will be started, I'm assuming, for his team in the future. And, yeah. So that was week 7. So not, like I said, I didn't really watch any football this weekend, so I couldn't really go into it as deep as I do usually. So next week will be better. And this is going to be next week's lineup. As of right now, like I said, this is before not like I said, but like I usually do, this is going to be before waivers. So as of right now, we got Jalen Hurts in against Pitt, Jonathan Taylor against Washington, Aaron Jones at Buffalo, which is pretty sketchy, but we'll see what happens. Courtland Sutton at Jacksonville, DeAndre Hopkins at Minnesota, Mark Andrews, if he plays, at Tampa, and Miles Sanders, Pittsburgh, Eagles defense, Pittsburgh, Tyler Bass, Green Bay. And then for him, Lamar Jackson at Tampa, Tony Pollard against Chicago, Nyheim Hines against Washington, Lazard if he plays at Buffalo, Bateman if he plays at Tampa, George Kittle at Rams, Freiermuth at Philadelphia, Niners defense at Rams, and Nick Folk against Jets. So, yep. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.